to another Ultimate Timing video. Today we're going to be looking at the system settings within the app and all the different things that you can change. So I want to go over that with you today. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First, we're going to start off with our theme customization options. Default's orange because the local track club that I'm working on starting, default colors are orange and white, so I want to kind of pay homage to that. And yeah, so these different colors change all the alternate appearance colors and buttons that you see throughout the app. So you can change that if you so choose, and there is a light mode also, so in case you have a really bright area where you're going to be in, this will be quite a bit easier to see. Up in the top right hand corner, we have a synced cloud icon, so this basically syncs to the cloud. So if you make a setting or if you're offline, you can always double check to make sure anything that is done is synced. Decoder, basically you can click on that. This will show you whether your timing loop is connected or if it was disconnected there. Here in our timing loop section, EasyLap and iLap decoders. When you select one or the other, the baud rate will appear, and when you click on this connection, a window will appear up to check and click on the correct COM port that it's connected to. This is a mock mode. This has been mostly as I've been developing this. You're probably never going to really ever use this, but maybe there could be some interesting use cases where this basically creates simulation practice or qualifying our mains when you create something. So maybe you could do racing against yourself with AI computers, maybe. There's really no settings to adjust the difficulty or anything like that, so this is just purely testing. Some permissions, web serial API, microphone for announcement calls and stuff like that. Practice settings, we have a slider, so if a driver isn't racing or isn't practicing, I should say, and let's say they haven't turned laps within 5 minutes, their name would disappear off the practice timing board, and you can adjust that. And then the minimum practice time loop, basically any lap underneath a certain lap will be filtered out and ignored. So this is, again, for practice only. I understand multiple different classes would be practicing at the same time, so try to adjust this to account for the fastest class that would be driving on your track. Race settings, we have, this is more for a quick race creation or heat creation, so this would be kind of like the default settings that would be used for qualifying rounds. If you want to just do a 3-minute qualifier, main you want to do 5 minutes, max drivers per heat, and then the default, again, minimum lap time. So if you're just going to run a box stock class or something like that, then you can just default it to whatever you want. And then a default qualifying mode, which you can do all those things like I showed in a previous video in the race day setup. All those settings are here, so this is more for every single heat that you're going to be creating. So this is kind of much faster method of creating a race day, but if you want to just do a quick get and go, you can just create an individual heat, and those are those settings that affects this section right here. So that's what those race settings affect. Stagger settings, so warm up, we talked about that in a previous video. You can set a timer for drivers to warm up, get checked in. Once that timer is up, then your race director can actually start racing. You can always bypass this, but this just sets a precedence and helps keep your racing program moving along smoothly. Everyone knows you have this amount of time. Start countdown timer, pretty self-explanatory. And then this random delay, basically once the timer is done, there's a delay of this many seconds randomized up to 3 seconds before like the buzzer starts. And then the qualifying stagger, you can set whether or not you want 1 second between each card that's called, etc. Announcer settings. Lap times can be called during heats or anything like that. How fast you want the announcer to be speaking. Live commentary. This is kind of maybe a work in progress more than anything else. Basically, it kind of just talks through different things that the program is seeing. But this is probably more AI related, and I think I removed the AI functions just due to the cost and usage of AI tokens and everything else. So that's probably not going to be here much more. Progression throughout the heat, we have halfway marks. When a minute has passed or when there's a minute left in the race, you can toggle those on, and then at the end, a countdown for 5 or 10 seconds. We have different sound effects for different laps, basically. So we have the standard lap time that you can select, and then you have like a fastest lap. So when someone turns the fastest lap there, we have all these different options that you can scroll through. Starting tone, you can adjust those. An end tone as well, and then we have a leader lap. So when someone becomes first place, when they cross the loop or they're on a TQ, that'll show or that'll sound whenever the first place driver passes. Mobile quick settings. So this mainly applies to phones or tablets. So basically, when you're on mobile, there's going to be a navigation bar, and hopefully I can show you here. Yeah, so there's going to be a navigation bar down at the bottom, right here, where you can adjust some kind of quick settings. And it looks like maybe that's not working. Anywho, so something to work on. Oh, there you go. That one worked. So anyways, this is that little setting bar at the bottom to kind of just clean up the whole user interface for easy navigation. And then there's a timeout there for it to disappear. You could have it or not have it. Or that's the auto hide function, and then just remove it altogether. So this is, again, something to easily make navigation a little bit easier on a mobile platform. And then at the bottom, just kind of some little small things. If there's an update to the app, you can check for it here. You can send an email to me for ideas or if you have issues. Event management, so reset data. This deletes out all data for a specific race event, all heats, everything. And then this basically deletes account, just wipes everything. That just says a full-on get rid of it and you're done. So that's why that's there. When you click on it, it will prompt you to type out a word to verify that you actually want to do that. So you don't accidentally delete anything. So there is the race settings. Curious to hear your thoughts, and if you have any additional input or ideas. I was thinking I need to incorporate different languages. So if there's any specific languages you want to add, I'm probably going to be adding by default, obviously English. I'm going to incorporate Spanish and French. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and any other settings that you would love to see. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon and get this released very soon to you all.